There are many responses to a situation like this. You have one side that says it'll never change and you should just move on, which is my sentiments exactly, but you'll have the other side say you can actually change this, which we have seen and heard of before, especially in movies or online responses that say they didn't really find their partner attractive, but it changed the more they got to know them. So what's really the answer here? The short answer is both a yes and a no, but it's much safer to assume a no and move on, and I'll explain this in the video. When you see a crush for the first time, you have gotten to know them, you eventually found the courage to tell them you like them, and they turn you down, or you kept getting consistent signals that they're not interested in you. Let's assume that this means it's not matter what, that no matter what you do, they're still not interested. Can this change? The answer is yes, but you'd be much better off focusing on someone who does show interest in you right now. The reason why I say this is that for a change of interest to happen, there has to be a fundamental change within that interaction. This means you'd have to become more physically attractive, attain a higher status, or they themselves had a significant life event happen to them that changed their life in a way that they're now looking for someone like you to share a life with. In this case, no matter what you do or what the other person does, chances are it's out of your control. And let's say you like who you fundamentally are and don't want to change that. That means the only way to get a chance with your particular crush is if they make changes to themselves. And if they haven't done that or reached that point yet, then there's no point in waiting for that to change. If that change does happen, let life bring them to you or let them come to you. Now, there are some communities out there that may tell you in order to get the other person to like you when they don't, you need to show more masculinity, more femininity. Let them see that other people want you, which establishes social proof. Do things that show your high value. Do things that show you understand people like them. Or do things that you know arouses them in that moment and leading the conversation, which makes them talking to you easy for them. There are certain communities out there, such as the PUA, the Red Pill, female dating strategies, that encourage you to be seen as high value as possible to the crush whose attention you want to get. What ends up happening here is you're creating artificial attraction in the person that's not into you, so they're into you temporarily. And that artificial attraction can exist as long as you do certain things with them, keeping it alive. But what this means that if you were to stop doing these things, you know you would eventually lose them. If you keep pushing these arousal buttons, then even if they're not attracted to you, you can still have sex with them because you were able to get them aroused. But me personally, I would look at these situations and say somebody like that wouldn't have been into me if I needed to put in that much effort just for them to feel something for me. Now, there is one more thing I want to unpack, and that is some of the stories of, at first I don't find him attractive, but once I've gotten to know him, I can't stop keeping myself off them. Sorry, I should have used the they, them. What they're usually talking about when they say this is, I didn't find him attractive at first, is that on a visceral level, they didn't feel anything for that person. Not attraction nor repulsion. They actually felt nothing for them. This is important to note because for someone to feel obvious attraction, they need to feel a pull towards what they're attracted to. Whereas if someone feels obvious repulsion, they feel compelled to want to get away from this person, especially if that person shows they like them. But when you don't feel strongly at first towards someone, what this means is attraction or repulsion is there, but it's not noticeable. This is why you feel normal around them. Hence why some people assume they weren't attracted to that person to begin with. In the situation, they actually do need to get to know you more to see if they like you. Even if there's a little bit of attraction from the get-go, it's like the multiplier. If the other person discovers things about you that they really like and find attractive, then that little bit of attraction they have for you from the get-go will multiply into genuine attraction. That kind where they can't help but want to be with you. Repulsion works the same way. If you spend time with someone, they like a lot of things about you and they turn you down when you ask them out, then this means they just don't feel that way about you. Having a not so strong attraction for someone from the get-go is like having an attraction of 5. Any number times 5 will always be a higher number. Having no attraction to someone is like having the point of 0. Any number times 0 is always going to be a 0. So the next time someone tells you, I never felt attraction for my partner, but once I got to know I did, chances are is not that they're repulsed by the partner, it's just that they didn't feel anything for them particularly, but the attraction, the base level attraction, may have been there at that moment, they just didn't notice. Alright, that's it for my video, guys. If you like it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.